Greetings all, this is Matthew Fry again, recording our fourth and final of our introductory Hope&Home Gazebo video tours. And today on this last video I'll be talking about the chat function, the groups functions, and the leaderboards function. So the chat is actually something that you may see pop up in the lower right corner of your browser, depending on which operating system and browser you're using. It will list the names of the people that are in the main room logged on and provide the opportunity for you to chat by double clicking on anybody's name with an instant message. But for everybody, you should be able to click on the chat feature on the bar across the top here. And when you go there, you'll be taken to the main room where you'll see any chat that's going on. You can click in the screen, add your comment, add some basic emotes, and you can also kind of connect or disconnect yourself from chat by clicking this little green cog icon down here. Down the road we may add audio chat as well, but right now this is just a text feature. You can also have individual chats with anybody. You can switch back and forth between active conversations once you've started a chat with somebody. You can click by their name. You'll see this arrow to view their profile or start a private chat with them. Also to suspend them from chat or ignore them, which hopefully we won't have to be doing any of those administrative functions with chat. When you're moving around the site, you may notice, depending on the browser that you're in, that you will see this chat functionality pop up in tabs down here in the bottom right. For those of you that have used instant messaging and other online platforms like Facebook, you should be pretty familiar with the functionality of that. That's pretty much all we need to know about chat at this point. We're going to skip over to leaderboards here, and leaderboards are really things that you're seeing already. You can see it back from the main page as we first talked about. When you scroll down, you'll see these things down at the bottom right here sorted by top content. Leaderboards are just a little bit more detail of those kinds of things. So you can see the top content 1 through 5, but you can also see the top members, the top photos, the top videos, and then once we start having blog posts, the top blog posts. This is a way for people to be kind of featured for the amount of contributions that they're making to the community. And it is a system that we'll be able to keep track of and probably be rewarding people who are showing up regularly on the leaderboards for their content with some kind of incentive or prize that Hope&Home may be able to come up with. You can see here in the bottom right, as I mentioned before, now we have those tabs for the chat functionality, so I can pop this one up and see everybody, double click a name, start a private chat with them, and then if I want, I can make it full screen. It'll bring up the whole chat pop-up window in a full screen tabbed interface separate from the browser. That's really it for chat and for leaderboards at this point. It's just good things to know as additional tools and also to kind of see what content people are paying most attention to. The last thing, and a pretty central part of Gazebo here, is the groups. It's kind of at the end of our set of tours, but it's pretty important. We've broken groups down into support groups, groups for staff, groups for some other kinds of categories of function, and you all need to know that you're able to create groups. So you can create a group for moms who knit, or dads who ski, or parents with all kids under 5. I mean, whatever kind of combination you want to come up with, if you think that there's a purpose for a group to be created, you're welcome to create a group. As with other content, it does need to be approved and we'll have a moderator assigned. But once you're in a group, you can then see different interfaces. So I'll pick from inside this group the Goods and Services Exchange, which is a group that everybody gets invited to, and it's designed to be a place for people to post requests and needs for services or goods in the community, and that of course is in the description of the group. You can add a text box, which is basically just putting in an announcement of sort that kind of stays static, or some other kind of information that you want to convey to the people that are in the group, and it kind of sticks there. You can see that inside a group you can create your own discussions. So as we talked about forums a few videos ago, you can go in and add your own discussion, and this is a private discussion just for the members of that group. So you can see that Farah here has added a discussion inside the Goods goods and services exchange group specific to nutrition shakes and supplements, talking about shakes that we have that were available to donate. And so here again, you can click on the shortcut to go into that specific discussion group, reply to it if needed. You can click follow on any of these discussions just like in the regular one. So one of the functions then of groups is to have private discussions. Another one, of course, you can see all the members here. You can send messages to the whole group, so it's a convenient way, kind of like an email distribution list, to send updates to everybody in a group, whether it's your support group or whether it's members of a staff team or something like that. You could also choose to leave the group if you've joined one and decide you don't need it to be part of it anymore. The other thing you can do in groups is you can add RSS feeds. So maybe you want there's a news feed of articles that is useful for this group to have in as a topic. And so if somebody would go and find the link for the RSS link for that feed, they could go in here and they could add it so that it would always be updated inside this group. And then of course there's a general comment wall, which is kind of an open discussion within that group that you can have kind of ongoing without having it be in a specific discussion. There's some other things you can do in a group. If you're an administrator, you can edit the group, manage the group members. You can also add pages. So you can click on a page if you want a sub-page in this group. Say you wanted a sub-page focusing on clothing. So inside the goods and services exchanges group, there might be a sub-page that is specific to content related to donating and needs for clothing. So you can go in and add that page and you can explore how that looks and the interfaces that come with it. So there's really a lot of good and useful features to groups. The idea is to have it be grouped by content or function, membership only, so they're more closed discussions that are specific to that category, unlike the public discussions that you see under forums, which are open to everybody and open to the whole community. Inside groups, you can have private discussions that are created specifically for the members of that group to have as a private conversation back and forth. And so that rounds out our tour of forums, of groups, chat, and leaderboards. And that also rounds out this first introductory video series for Hope&Home Gazebo. Please feel free to email myself, mfry1971@gmail.com, if you have technical concerns or questions about Gazebo. And also, if you recall, in the forum section, there is a questions or issues with named Gazebo discussion group that you're welcome to add content to. So looking forward to uploading some additional videos down the road with some more advanced functions and features. But for now, hope this has been a useful set of videos to orient you to the most common and useful functions of Hope&Home Gazebo.